baby. We are live in effect. It is Thursday, and I am pumped up for tonight's show, you guys. As always, we bring you the sauce every single Thursday, the game that's geared to put you above the rest of the competition. If you are a young football player, a parent of a football player, a coach, then you are in the place to be. So welcome. I'm your host, Coach Terrence Wood. To my far right, the one that just got back off of vacation. I don't know if it's vacation or what, but he didn't have no Wi-Fi. That is Q, the guru. What's going on, guru?
What's going on, my man? Well, I'm back, so nobody panic.
Nobody panic.
Everybody be cool.
The crystal ball is back, baby. So we're excited for tonight's show.
Yeah.
No doubt, no doubt. We're going old school Big 12 on you guys. We're going old school Big 12. So let me not hesitate any longer. The gentleman in the middle of the screen is what it's all about tonight. This is a dear friend of mine. This is a Bay Area representative. This is somebody that went off, you guys, to the University of Oklahoma, had an amazing career up there, ended up winning a national championship. Some of us only could dream of winning a national championship. And the gentleman that we have tonight has done it. Blue Blood School, University of Oklahoma, and that is none other than the great Damian Mackey. What's going on, Playmaker?
What's going on, brother? Good to be on, man. Excited to be here, right? This is always an awesome situation to see the things that you're doing in the community with the young lads coming up, and excited to have a conversation. Especially we got 3 Big 12 guys. We got Colorado, and then we got KU. So that's glory days. That's glory days.
Definitely.
There you go. So let's get into it, man. I already see some people coming on in the show. We might have some Bay Area people. We may have some Before You Go Pro people. See the great Coach Fall saying, let's go. We got the Munoz family from Texas as always. They know what Oklahoma, Texas is all about. Jimmy Rucker's back, baby, saying we are inching closer to week 0. No doubt. And then we got San Jose checking in saying, I'm checking in. What's up, Coach? So, hey, we're ready and excited, you guys. Excited about tonight's show. Once again, we got a dog. If you guys are joining us for the first time, every single Thursday, you guys, we give you what you need to know, and the people that have done it in the industry that want to give you some information. So let's get right into it, man. The first topic right here is going further away for college. You're from California, not even Southern Cal. We're talking Northern California. A lot of guys don't go past, maybe Colorado. You went to Oklahoma, and you went down south. Can you give maybe some thoughts back to that time? What made you make that decision, and maybe some advice for some kids that will go further?
Yeah, first things first, I got to be honest with you, man. It was not a decision I made of my own will initially. I was committed to Stanford, Bay Area kid, staying home, and
Right.
Ty Willingham was the head coach up there at the time, and roots in Oakland. My daddy from Oakland, and so initially I'm going to there it is, right? That's James Logan High School. Shout out to JLE. We used to have no business. Actually, that night. That night we played De La Salle for the section championship at the Oakland Coliseum, and I tear my ACL.
Wow.
Yeah, I tear my ACL in that game. And so that injury prompted so the schools I was committed to Stanford, but I was actually seriously considering Texas, believe it or not. Texas, Nebraska, but I was going to Stanford. Stanford was where I wanted to go. Stanford said, hey, they wanted me to go to a prep school. I was a 4.0 student. I took my education extremely serious. And long story short, my injury excluded me from a lot of my opportunities. So Stanford wanted me to go to a prep school. Texas was no longer interested. The schools that stayed with me through my injury were USC, Oklahoma, and Fresno State. And all 3 of those schools, there was a connection where there was trust and some type of family and or connection, right? There was a connection in place. And so Roy, my buddy since elementary school, his family's from Oklahoma. And obviously at that time, there it is. That's me and Roy Lee. That's crazy that they took that picture with us right next to each other in the locker room. But his family's from Oklahoma City. I had just torn my ACL. Dr. Ting, shout out to Dr. Ting. If you're from the Bay Area, everybody in the Bay Area knows who Dr. Ting is. He did my surgery for free because he
Wow.
wanted me to have an opportunity. Yep. He did my rehab for free. He paid for my surgery, my rehab, and he gave me the best of the best of the best of the best
The
for
goat.
that time. Never charged me $1.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, and so he got me ready to get on that plane and go to Oklahoma 5 weeks out of surgery. So I tear my ACL in December. I go to Oklahoma in January.
Damn.
Coach Blake's the head coach, African American coach. Shout out to Coach Blake. God rest his soul. He passed away recently. And by the way, that's not me. That's a 12. That's Curtis Fagan. But they gave me credits on that one right there. But that's not the
We'll take
kid.
the credit.
Um, I go. Roy's family's from Oklahoma. My mom wanted me to go because if I was not going to be home, she wanted me to be where I could have some support. And Roy's whole family was there, and so Coach
Okay.
Blake was like, I'm gonna give you a fair opportunity." And I went as a kick returner and a DB. I was an all-state DB. I was not an offensive player in high school. I played offense, but I was a defensive recruit.
Wow,
Gotcha.
that's amazing right there. And I didn't know the ACL injury. I knew that you were thinking maybe DB initially, but I didn't know the ACL injury. So that's
Yes,
huge
sir.
right there.
Wow.
As far as kids that I know, so you kind of fell into your position by default going away. But for some of these kids that are maybe thinking about that's the right choice for them, do you just have any tips
I
about
do.
just staying on the straight and narrow when you go away from home?
Yeah, especially today, right? In the era of NIL and the ability to monetize and or leverage your college experience, you guys got to understand this is big business. And for years when I was in college, we didn't get to participate at that level. And so now
Right.
that the opportunity is available to you, guys, don't get caught up in the ignorant stuff. Listen, oh man, I love that picture. Um, the extracurriculars are going to be there. The ability to see parts of the country that you don't live in are going to be there. Um, but focus on taking care of your business. Also, it was really important to me to have a mentor. I wanted to have somebody who was ahead of me in life and could give me
Hmm.
sound, counsel and give me right lead me in the right direction. I didn't want to be just hooking up with my teammates because sometimes, those relationships aren't necessarily going to be the best example, or we all learning together. You know what I'm saying? You
Right.
don't want to all
Right.
bump your head and make the same mistake. So,
Yeah.
that was important to me. And then I grew up in the word, I grew up in the church. And so it was important for me to find a good church home. And so I wanted to go to a
Wow.
place where, yeah, it was important, man. I wanted to go to a place where I could be fed. And again, I could, if I was gonna cut up on Friday and Saturday, because in college you're gonna cut up a little bit. I want to make
Yeah.
sure I could go make amends. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah. Yeah. I feel you.
There you go.
I
There you
feel you.
go. So, hey, you guys, hopefully you're picking up on a couple things right there. He said there was a family or a support group that was close by with Roy's family. And then he said, he had a church home while he was in college too. So you guys take that for group. Don't take that for granted. We're on to our next topic, you guys. And this one is big because I think we all experienced it. But this one is thriving with change, man. So while you were at Oklahoma, you already mentioned that you went through a coaching change. You weren't expecting to play for Bob Stoops. Luckily, it went in your favor. But I want to ask you, how did you survive through that coaching change? How did you make sure that you were still going to have opportunities?
Man, change the guard. You guys, check out this number: 30 scholarship players either quit or were removed from the team in our transition year. When we after the '98
Wow.
season, my redshirt freshman season, John Blake leaves or he gets fired. He got fired, and Bob comes in, and just with the culture shift, the new regime, and Bob wanting to lay down the law and make it clear to everybody he was going to be the, what I'm saying, the head sheriff in town. We had a lot of guys some guys willfully quit, like
Mm,
straight up, like this is too much. I don't want to do it, and they left. Other guys
Yeah.
got removed, it was kind of a zero tolerance initially, right? If you
Yeah.
made the wrong decision in the wrong era or wrong area, they were gonna, hey,
Yeah. Yeah.
make an example of you.
Yeah.
That's right, you know. And so for us, um, it was difficult. And you know, I was saying this to a couple young men the other day. Had it been the era we're in now, where you could just transfer and just didn't have the same constraints we
Yeah.
had, you guys know what I'm talking about, the year and or
Yeah.
two, depending on where you transfer to,
Yeah.
we may have had a lot of turnover that we didn't have. But Bob came in and sold us on winning. And when Bob comes in, the thing that really made me hungry to want to stick around is the ability to win, and winning translates in life. And so I always attribute my success as an educator. I was a teacher and a principal for 12 years, and then I've transitioned into an entrepreneur and I own a couple of companies now. I always feed back on my experience as a ball player and that championship season.
Yeah.
What were the things we were up against?
Yeah.
The KU's in Norman in September, uh,
Yeah.
before that October, right? October
Yeah.
was terrible, but what most people don't talk about that. I got to tell you guys, we almost lost that game, and you know,
Yeah. Yeah.
but you remember how to deal with adversity. You remember how to overcome, you know, difficulties,
Yeah.
and you remember what it feels like to win. And I've carried that with me in life. And so Bob Stoops really provided that example for us, that standard for us. And so having that culture shift, having that coaching change, although my emotions, my feelings were hurt for a little bit, you know what I'm saying? It hurt my feelings. Man, I used to have hair. Look at them dips. I was dipping a little bit. Um, I ain't had hair in 10 years. Ain't had hair in 10 years. But the culture shift was difficult. You got to be mature. You got to make sure, you know, you don't let your emotions dictate how you're going to proceed,
Right.
because there might be a blessing on the other end. And I'll never forget, um, you know, the opportunity that presented itself. And I only got to play one more year. I played 2 years and two games, and then my career ended. Right. I didn't get a chance to play on Sundays. I didn't get a chance to mature and really be an upperclassman and you know, really start to get busy.
Yeah.
Um, but I did get a chance to win an Natty, and I learned how to win, and so that was important.
Definitely.
Wow,
I,
that's
I, I
big.
think I think too, man, it's like sometimes kids, and we've said so many times, man, where you have a new coach coming in, and sometimes it is the best decision, to pack it up, and look for a better situation. But sometimes you have to know and make an executive decision when you're gonna stick it out, man, and scrap for
Yep.
for what's yours, you know what I'm saying, and what you after. Now, if you look at Coach Stoops, and I tell a lot of young players too, do your homework, because these coaches are gonna have to do their homework on you. When you look at Coach Stoops, had you have gone back and look at where his coaching tree is from, you look at how many coaches came off that Snyder coaching tree, right? You got the Stoops brothers. You got Coach Mangino, who totally turned our program around and won an Orange Bowl in '08 with the
And
key
that's my
to
guy, by the way.
right.
Mangino is
Hey,
my
but
guy.
exactly,
Yeah,
but that's all. Who was with there? Who got a natty with y'all? But they all from that Coach Snyder K-State coaching
facts.
tree. So you got to look at, if you do get a new coach, don't just run. Look at where coaching tree or where he's coming from, because like you said, it might be a coach that really knows how to win that you can learn something from versus just hitting that portal. You can
That's
stick
facts.
around and really learn something to add to your life.
Let me ask you, Q, what if I'm a young player, maybe a freshman, sophomore, I haven't hit the field yet? So I don't got film maybe to jump to the next big school, but I'm hearing things from my friends that I should jump in the portal. How do I decipher as someone that hasn't hit the field if I should stay or leave if my position coach or head coach goes?
Well, man, it's how much do you believe in yourself? But again, you have to look at that. You have to look at your position. You have to look at how deep it is. If I'm looking around and it's like, man, I'm a pup, but I got, what I'm saying, a bunch of potential draft picks in the room. Well, man, I might not be, that's gonna be an uphill scrapping. Are you ready for it? And then again, like I just said, with the incoming coaches, especially the head coach, where is he coming from? Right? What school is he coming from? What record has he shown over time consistently, to where, hey, I might want to stay like you did, man. I might want to stay and be a part of this. Exactly. Because you'll mess around and get a ring.
Great point right there, you guys. So you young players listening, this is par for the course. If you play football long enough, you're going to go through a position coach change or a head coach change. So keep in mind what these young men are saying. We are on to our next topic, you guys, and I had to go here because, like I said in the opening, man, very few. We all dream of the Super Bowls. We all dream of the national championship game, but you were actually making plays in it. You actually had to try to get some sleep the night before a national championship game, man. So I want to ask you, Damian, man, can you bring us back to that time? Do you remember the night before the game? Is there anything during the game that really stands out you'll never forget? Give us some juice. Give us some national championship juice.
Some iconic things happen, by the way, things. Number one, Bosworth is an all-time great linebacker for the University of Oklahoma, back-to-back Buckets winner, back-to-back All-American. He's also notorious for getting his tail run over by Bo Jackson in the NFL. But literally one of the very best in college. The night before the game, true story, Bosworth is busting in. Well, Bosworth busted my room while I'm asleep. By the way, my roommates, Andre Woolfolk and I were roommates. And we're number 17 right there.
First round, Woolfolk right there. Yeah.
First round draft pick to the Tennessee Titans as a DB.
As a corner, right.
As a DB.
Weird,
right.
But yeah.
That's a whole nother story. Buddy was a DB playing receiver, man. He could catch, but he gonna trip over his own feet. That's my best friend, but he ain't had no yak. He can catch the rock. He can go get it, but he gonna trip over a blade of grass. But the night before the game, imagine you sleep, trying to get your mind right. We trying to get prepared to play ball, and the door open. Boom! Boom! A Sooner! Y'all better go out there and whoop they boo 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 boo. And me and Dre looking at each other like, what? And it's literally Bosworth, and we like, whoa!
No key or nothing.
He probably got the
coaches gave a key. Okay. He said he up in there breaking.
He definitely had permission. He got bloop. Something blooped him in. He was in there.
He kicked that off the hinge.
We're gonna put a 12 on it. We're gonna put a 12 on it. He had the key. He definitely. I ain't gonna put that man up just in case. But crazy. And then that picture you showed that showed our linebacker Torrance Marshall and Winky. There's another one, that one right there. Yeah. So that right there, if you go back and watch on YouTube, Winky won the Heisman that year. Yep. Josh Heupel, our quarterback, was second, and Josh Heupel won the Johnny Unitas Award. Torrance Marshall said to him, "Hey, bro, you owe my quarterback his Heisman. You didn't deserve that. Tonight, we're going to show you guys." By the way, it's on YouTube. You can literally go watch the video. That's who was supposed to win the Heisman. It's on there, and you will see T. Marshall letting him know, bet at the end of the night. And by the way, T. Marshall was the MVP of the game.
Yeah, he balled.
T. Marshall. He was legit.
He was the MVP, and so that was iconic. I was a little upset. Tiger Woods and Denzel Washington are there, and everybody's picking Florida State. I'm like, come on, man. We're in the toughest conference in America. We're the only undefeated team in America. We got all Americans all over our squad, and here y'all go picking the shiny toy because the year before they beat Vic and Virginia Tech.
Right, with Pete and
Peter Ward. Peter Ward was a dude, but he wasn't there that day. And so we had to make sure them boys knew they was going to take that L tonight. Yeah, we had at the crowd at the end of the game. You know how they do the the crowd was going Oklahoma. Oklahoma. So it was a pretty cool time, man.
Hey,
Put them boys on. Get them boys an L that night. Yeah. Went home. Only undefeated team in America that season.
Yeah.
Wow. Absolutely amazing.
Team, that was a great team. It was.
Yes, indeed. And around that time, like you said, whoever was coming out of the Big 12 definitely had a shot at taking it all the way, man. So just to be able to experience that, I know that's something that you'll never forget, man, and very, very special moment. I think you were second on the team in receptions for that game, man. So amazing time, especially for a boy from the Bay. So we are on to the next topic, you guys, and this is good, man, because And I'm always bringing in topics, you guys, for you young athletes to have something to think about. You already mentioned, Matt, you had an injury that was catastrophic. And we got a young man who's a superstar, played at Alabama last year. Now he is at Ohio State, got a pretty penny to go to Ohio State. Caleb Downs, defensive back. And he's doing so good, y'all, that they're talking about playing him on the offensive side of the ball, putting him at running back. A matter of fact, Coach Ryan Day at Ohio State says that they recruited him to Ohio State from Alabama, talking about him playing some offense. So I'll throw this one to you, Q, because we talked about this with the great Travis Hunter, too, at CU. Yeah. This young man is probably a top 10 pick, man. No matter how you slice it, when he does go to the NFL. Right. If you're him, are you flirting with playing some running back, or do you think someone in his camp needs to say, hey, slow on down?
No, I'm definitely not. If anything, I may take a couple of snaps, out of receiver, a couple of reverses, maybe like a little wildcat package, something like that. But literally lining up in the backfield and taking snaps, man, nah, it's no way. It's no way, because man, it's like, at tail, man, you take too much punishment, and this one shotter he's trying to cut. And somebody, what I'm saying? Like you trying to plant and get a different direction, and something goes left, and now all of a sudden you didn't win from. I mean, same thing happened to my good friend Ron Warner. You're 97. You go from a first round pick to a 6th or 7th round pick, or whatever. So it's like, man, it's the stakes are too high, especially a running back. But it's other ways to get him in. He doesn't have to be a running back, but man, or let him return kicks or something, man. But I wouldn't be a tail. No, there's no way.
Can I say something? Can I say something real quick?
Of course.
Can we all just speak to economics? Go do a little due diligence and see what the income that a running back makes versus the income of a DB, and then make a decision based upon numbers, because NFL running backs, one, the shelf life is very short. Number two, that per year income, it ain't that cute. Versus a DB, you can play into your mid 30s if you can keep your speed in your hips.
Yeah,
and of course, per year income, it's not even close. So,
well, you got to think about it, bro. Really, even if your speed tails off, I'm just moving to free or strong. Yeah, I'm still good. Hell, I can play strong and gain 10 pounds and just bang in the box and check tight ends for 10 years. You see what I'm saying? So either way, you can, you still can win. We see that. That's what Rod Woodson did. I did that. I might be a step slower, but I can just move me to safety and we can still ball. But man, running back, nah, man. Ask Zeke. You talking 3-4 years, man. It's too much banging, because people forget, man, it's not just actually running the balls, depending on the offense, you running in between tackles, depending on your offensive coordinator. Man, you got to pick up blitzes, man. And these boys are humble.
So I don't know if this is going to be a cameo, or if this is going to be something that you see from Caleb throughout the whole season, but it sounds like it's definitely going to happen. Talk to me a little bit, you guys, on a lower level. Dame, say, I'm a high school kid. I've already signed with OU, going to play in the All-Star game. Got a chance to return some kicks or play some offense in an All-Star game. Should a kid do that, or should it be a case-by-case basis? What's your feeling for the younger kids?
Yeah, so I have fundamental views, and then there are you gotta also weigh out your options. I think this is never just a black and white situation anymore. It's not. It's fluid. Fundamentally, and I've talked to a lot of coaches. A lot of my Josh Heupel's a head coach. Seth Luttrell's the offensive coordinator at OU. Brent Venables, my DC, is the head coach at OU. I mean, I've got a bunch of Lebby is now the head coach at Mississippi State. These are just Sooners, right?
Yeah.
A lot of coaches want kids who come and have versatility in their game. If you're a surefire left tackle, long arms, right? You're a good bender at the hips and that kind of a deal. Okay, got it. You're a specialist. But you're a skill guy, you're a outside backer type, coaches want to know, can you tote that rock? Are you going to be aggressive with the football, right? Or on the other side of the ball, coaches, they want to know if you okay to stick your nose in there and hit somebody if they coming downhill, or if they run a levels route into your side of the defense. So for me, I was an all-state safety and an all-state kick returner, but I played a ton of offense in high school. I liked to have the ball in my hands. If I had the opportunity, I know me being a competitor, I personally would want to do whatever I could to help the team win in high school. Because
Right.
my high school was about winning, and that culture was important to me. We had big time recruits coming out of Logan years before I was coming up. So I knew that that my turn was going to come, you know what I'm saying? And so for
Right.
us, it was important to have that kind of dog in us. But I get it. You a quarterback, you a DB, you a 6'1" with long arms, 4'4" kind of a guy at corner. Hey, I'm not gonna hate on you if you like, yo, I lock people up. That's what I do. Respect. But the game of football, man, I enjoyed being physical. I enjoyed, you know what I'm saying, mixing it up. And I kind of go both ways on that one. I'm bipartisan, to be honest with you.
All right, so that's a
Yeah.
good one right there, and we expect for you, or hope that you young athletes have somebody that can talk to you. You know, somebody that can guide you, knows what they're talking about, because not every situation is the same. So, good information right
Yeah.
there, you
Yeah.
guys. We are on to our next topic, and once again, you guys are joining us. I'm your host, Coach Terrence Wood. You got the guru back from vacation, back from the work trip, and then you got the gentleman in the middle, the national championship winner, Damian Mackey. Love you, man, and glad that you came on. Real excited to talk to you about this next topic, man, and this one is called How We Applaud Others. How we applaud others, because you did mention growing up, the tight relationship with your boy Roy Williams. Obviously, you guys both big time recruits coming out of the Bay Area to Oklahoma. And then there was a point in time, man, where he just catapulted into a whole nother stratosphere where he was talked about as one of the best things in college football, is a Hall of Famer in college football. I think guys always say, hey, I'm going to go play D1. I'm going to go to the pros. But rarely do you hear guys say they're talking about Hall of Fame. Well, he's accomplished that. This is still one of the most iconic plays in college football, Oklahoma legend, and it's your dear friend, man. So I want to ask you, because I had a similar situation, but not to this level. I want to ask you, man, for the athletes listening, because sometimes you're hunting with your pack, you're hunting with your boy, you know, and everybody's situation is different. How did you handle watching your best friend take off? Is that something that you're proud of looking back? Is that something that you feel you could have done better? Is there any advice you can give to a young man that may be in your situation one day?
First things first, man, to come from where we come from, growing up, we didn't listen. We grew up in Union City. Union City ain't the hood, but Union City is, you know what I'm saying, hardworking, blue collar, middle class folk. To see my man literally go get millions. Like, and by the way, 2001 season, I'll have any
Iconic.
conversation. I'll have it. Any objective conversation. Roy Williams was the best football player in college football,
Yeah.
all positions.
Should have won the
Yeah.
Heisman.
The Heisman was 4 quarterbacks and him. And it was Rex Grossman, Ken Dorsey, guys who came from programs that the talent around them made them. Roy was the game wrecker at OU. Here's a funny story I'll let you guys know real quick. When we're in high school, by the way, true stinking story, our junior year. This is our junior year in high school. We
Right.
both got interviewed or whatever. And this is what they said. They said, hey, what do you see yourself in the next 5 years? I said, 5 years, I want to make my mama proud. I want to have a D1 scholarship. I want to make sure she doesn't have to pay for me to go to college, and I'm going to get a degree. True story. You know what Roy said?
What?
He said, in 5 years, I want to be a first-round draft pick for the Dallas Cowboys. It is in our yearbook. Roy left his 4th year, his redshirt year. 5 years from that deal, Roy was a first-round draft pick for the Dallas Cowboys. So that proves what you think and believe and speak. Because guess what? Mine came true too. I just didn't think as big as Roy.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
True story, guys. True story. It's literally in our junior year high school yearbook.
Just
they said, where do you see
manifested it
yourself in
just like
5
that.
years?
Yeah.
My manifestation came true. I should have said, I want to have $1 million and play for the 49ers. That's what I should have said. But I just, as a single mom, I wanted to make sure my mom wasn't going to be concerned about me getting my education.
Yeah.
Roy literally said, by the way, Roy is a Raider fan. He was not a Cowboys fan. Roy said, "I want to be a first-round draft pick for the Dallas Cowboys," and he did it.
Wow. Yeah.
Huge.
He was a dog, boy. He was fun to watch.
Talk to me a little bit. Talk to me a little bit, though, man, because I know once again I've lived this a little bit, so I know that you guys were young together, dreaming together, working out together, and then you see now your boy is a bona fide college football superstar, a legend in Oklahoma. Did you feel like you held him down as his boy the right way during that time when you were fighting for your own and it had highs and lows?
So, it's interesting. My season, remember, I got injured the 2001 season. So, guys, we won the Natty in 2000. My second game, the 2001 season, when I was the punt returner, the kick returner, the starting slot receiver, I had concussions and I'm literally paralyzed. Like I'm literally in the hospital the rest of that season and I never play again. So to answer your question, I actually did have a unique opportunity to be my boy's number one fan without me having to be trying to figure out where I land. You know what I'm saying? Like I literally signed documents like I'll never play again because of my head injuries. And now here's the other side of the coin. I played slot. Roy played safety. We went against each other every Tuesday, Wednesday practice, 1-on-ones. Our first year and a half, I used to whoop his tail because I'm a short area quickness guy.
Yeah.
And I'm a sub 4.4 guy, sub 4, 5.4, 5.2, 4.48 kind of a guy. Roy was a guy who was learning how to play the box safety. And so our first year and a half, I used to cook him.
Yeah.
But about the second half of that 2000 season, he's 6'1", 215. Man, he was impossible. Like it was so hard to. And run blitz, you couldn't block him. In 1-on-ones, he could turn and run with you. And in Skelly, he could cover his own, buzz the flat, sink in the hole, 360 turn and knock the lights out of you. He became such a good player. I mean, like
how does that happen? What was the light switch? What was the was it coaching? Was it?
I'll tell you.
Work ethic.
I'll tell you. I can answer for you. I can answer for you.
I seen him in the Bay too.
I can answer for you.
But you were a dog, and there's a lot of dogs.
I can answer it for you. Well, at least one part, and only because I had a great relationship, and he recruited me so hard out of high school. Is Mike Stoops, because Mike Stoops. You got to think again, going back to look at all those K-State DBs. K-State was the DB school in other than Texas and the Big 12, it was hands down. So I already knew because I remember like it was yesterday. Mike Stoops is at my kitchen table with my parents. And it was one of those things where, man, he put out great defensive players. If he wanted you to play for him, you were a bona fide killer. And Roy already had raw talent anyway. Then you got a D coordinator, and then Roy's surrounded by other great players, man. And that's one thing I liked about that OU. Like I said, before we came on the day, I was talking about that defense. It was that tempo, and it was they played fast, But that was that Mike Stoops type of defense, man. We gonna knock everybody's fronts out, and we played 100 miles an hour, and that was Roy's game. And he played even faster than that.
He was a killer.
He
became an X's and O's genius in that defense. If you go watch Roy's NFL career, his first 6 years, he plays the exact same position in the exact same role that he played at OU. He was the box safety in a 43 front. He goes to what he want. He goes to 5 Pro Bowls and should have went. He should have been Rookie of the Year, but I mean, the kid who was from North Carolina, who was a DN, he was a dog too. I forgot his name.
Oh, Julius Pepper.
J Pep and Roy Lee. Yeah, go look at their stats, but go look at the stats. Yeah. You'll see Roy had 100 tackles, 5 picks, 3 sacks. I mean, they both. Yeah. But Roy's 7th season, Bill Parcells comes, switches to a 34, and Bill Parcells propositions Roy. He says, "Hey, bro, you're really a Willie backer." Roy says, "No, I'm not." The crazy part is he played Willie backer. They were in nickel defense. He was opposite the strong side. He really was the nickel in the 43. I mean, he was the Willie. He was the Willie. He really was. So Parcells said, if you ain't a Willie backer, you got to play 15 yards and backpedal, and then you got, Deshaun Jackson. You got all these guys.
Pushing vertical in a hurry. Yeah,
and his career, it was a big change for him trying to play 12 yards deep, backpedaling out of there.
Yeah, because Roy's game was coming downhill.
100%.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Amazing right there, you guys. So no, I appreciate that feedback, man, because you all fight for this journey, for this goal, and sometimes your boy makes it, but you said that, hey, I had his back every step of the way. So I love it 100%. We're on to yeah. It definitely really is, man.
I mean, real quick. Man, you got to think about it. Man, going back to mine, because your high school reminds me of mine, Hazelwood East, back in St. Louis. But you got to think about it, man. In high school, I come out of high school. Jamar Fletcher comes behind me. I'm starting in front of him in high school, and he wins the Thor. So it's like that sometimes, man. Everybody's got their own role, baby. You know what I'm saying? And it don't mean you any less of a dog whatsoever. It's just sometimes, man, that's just the way, man, it is. It plays out that way.
There it is.
That's just how it be, man. And you gotta applaud. You gotta applaud your dog.
And you got to find your peace.
Hey, look, a few dollars in situations found their way to me. So you know what I'm saying? He took good care of the young man.
There you go. No, I love it. And once again, Damian was a dog. You're just unfortunate with the health issues. And you guys applaud your friends. That energy always comes back to you. So we are on, you guys, to the lightning round, baby. I've been waiting for this, and the lightning round is where it always goes down on Thursday night. For a little word association. With our guests. And since I know this gentleman, I think I got a pretty good list tonight. I always like the guys that I known a little bit longer to come up with a good list. So we've got a list for Damian tonight, and he's got 60 seconds, you guys, to tell us the first thing that comes on his mind. We want the Union City unfiltered. First thing comes to his mind tonight on the Locker Room Show. So you ready, big dog?
Let's get it.
All right. And area native himself, RJ, I see you, baby, texting me saying you're watching. Love you, man. And let's get after it. Get the stopwatch ready. We got him at 0. Never cheat anybody on the show, even though some people think otherwise. And we are about to get into it, you guys. So he has 60 seconds. I'm about to start the watch. You ready to roll?
I'm ready. Let's get it.
All right. First thing that comes to his mind. Now, we don't just do this for fun. If he can get to 17, you guys, or higher, then it's a dinner on the Locker Room Show. And Mackey's favorite spot. All right. So let's see what he's got tonight. All right. Number 1. First thing that comes to your mind, dog.
Here we go.
Logan High School. Go.
Colts.
Bob Stoops.
Dubs.
Best player you ever played against?
DJ Williams.
Dak Prescott or Baker Mayfield?
Bake. Relax. That's Bake all day.
Favorite type of dog, animal?
Rottweilers.
Taraji P. Henson or Gabrielle Union?
Gab. Taraji. Take the time. Taraji. Take the time.
Asparagus or Brussels sprouts?
Brussels, for sure.
Yeah.
Adrian Peterson.
AD all day.
Yeah.
Dog, goat. He up there.
Yeah.
Would you rather feed a lion or feed a shark?
Definitely a lion.
Favorite ice cream, 55 seconds.
Americone Dream, baby. If you don't know about it, read up on it.
We'll Google that one.
Josh Heupel.
Oh man, 4-star.
Hey, give him down. On that last.
We're gonna give it to him. And then one for the road. You going Cap Williams or Mike Epps?
Mike. Cat. Give me Cat, baby. He brought 24 incorrectly. He brought 24
He
incorrectly.
done U-turned on us.
U-turned
on us. All right. So let's add them up and see what we got here and revisit as we always do. So Logan High, you heard it mentioned a few times in the show. You better check it out. Some dogs out of there. That's his old high school. He says Colts. Bob Stoops, he says Dubs. They were winning 12-0 when he was with Bob Stoops. Best player you ever played against, DJ Williams, huh?
Yeah, man.
So you're talking high school then, huh?
Bro, listen. Roy Lee was him, and I was him. 97 season, we was out there taking no prisoners. DJ Williams was a sophomore, bro, and he was on another level. Level. I ain't even gonna lie to you. Wow. I'm not even gonna lie to you. DJ was the truth. And by the way, Roy and DJ are still tight to this day. I ain't, because he ran me over. I'm like, I don't like him, bro.
and did they have running back on their team?
Atari Callan.
Oh, Atari was a running back?
He should have. They didn't have.
It wasn't Maurice Jones-Drew.
Nah, he was a year after DJ.
Okay, yeah, back then, boy, De La Salle.
Yeah,
all right. So he's going with the Baker Mayfield over the Dak Prescott for the number 4. Favorite type of dog, he's going with the Rottweiler. Bay Area guys, it's a pit of Rottweiler. Then he's going with the Gabby, but then he switched back to the P. Henson for the number 6. He's going with the Brussels Sprouts for number 7. AP all day, Oklahoma legend, number 8. He's going with the Feed the Line over the Shark for number 9. Favorite ice cream, you got to say it one more time. What's the favorite ice cream?
Americone. It's cone, not American.
Americone. You said Ben and Jerry's?
Oh, it's killing.
See, all I know Ben and Jerry's is that Cherry Garcia, boy. They put crack in that.
By the way, that's all right, too. Cherry Garcia.
And that cookie, though. Don't sleep on that cookie.
Strawberry cheesecake? All right.
Ben and Jerry's created cookie dough now.
Hey, that Cherry Garcia, they put that 1980s crack in that Cherry Garcia. They don't put the new crack. They put that 80s crack in there, but
you got to put some respect on the name.
Hey, boy, I'm telling you.
If you ain't got it, you got it from Mackey right there. And then he says his old teammate, Josh Heupel, new coach at Tennessee, 4-star general. So we appreciate you, brother, right there. And we are on to our last portion of the show. And then we're going to let Mackey get on out the locker room. I see people coming in on that lock on the lightning round. Jimmy Rucker, who's a former Big 12 QB who agrees with Coach Wood about the okay, you're going to get me on the Michael Bishop. Michael Bishop hunting me down there, and then DJ was a monster, no doubt. Coach Hughes, you already know that. That's a Bay Area legend right there. We are on to the Q&A portion of the show. Once again, thank you, Damian Mackey, for your time. Love you. If you have a question for the great Damian Mackey, please do not hesitate. Put it in the comments section. But I know Q Rowe has something for our guest tonight.
Definitely, man. So I know, earlier we were talking about, man, as great as the Big 12, was in our era, man, and still, man, a great conference now. I feel like, way underrated now. But just what are your thoughts with your alma mater, man, headed to the SEC? Where do you see them panning out in that first year, in the midst of this big switch?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I got crimson colored glasses on. You could call me a semi-homer. I have a podcast specifically discussing OU football that I participate on a weekly basis. So
that's what's up.
And pretty well dialed in on the program. Here's what I'll say: they've recruited better. Coach Brent Venables 3 years. This is his 3rd recruiting class than they even did with Lincoln Riley. Lincoln Riley was a great quarterback whisperer and receivers. He was a great skill and quarterback guy. Brent Venables is recruiting 4- and 5-star D tackles, 4- and 5-star backers, 4- and 5-star linebackers and corners and safeties. And so the caliber of player OU has today is in line with what's going to be expected with the SEC. And let me say this, man. OU's in the SEC now, so I can say this. It's Alabama, Georgia, LSU once every 4 years, and everybody else is regular degular. Like, let's not kid ourselves, right? They act like the whole SEC is almighty. OU and Texas going to come in there and wake some of them folk game up.
I believe that. I believe it.
Football that they play, they're not going to be ready for.
See, speak on it, bro.
Listen. A&M and Missouri went to the SEC as also rans in the Big 12. We used to beat the brakes off of them, and
Yeah.
both of them made it to the SEC championship their first
Good
year.
point.
Like let's be honest around the fact that the SEC has some of the very best top tier teams. Alabama, Georgia, you can't disrespect them. LSU is gonna bring them dogs because Louisiana always got them. But who else is legit killing it?
Man, let's pause right there. No, seriously,
You done got
because
him started.
because I finally heard someone that actually has said this and agreeing that SEC is a top heavy conference. It's always been
You've been
top
saying
heavy.
that.
Even when we what were we just saying, Matt? Even back in the gap, it was Tennessee, Florida, and then everybody else. Even Bama back then,
They
with
was
Sean
trash.
Alexander, they were garbage.
They came to Norman and got smacked. We went to Alabama and smacked them.
There you
Back
go.
years.
So it was that's all it was. LSU was decent, and it was Florida and Tennessee, and that was it. That was it. The thing about the Big 12, and I feel like that it's still that way to this day, is the Big 12 then and now, anybody can beat anybody.
Yeah.
So you might not see as far as, because obviously the polls are always going to be SEC biased as far as top 5, top 10. But if you look at the Big 12 and rankings, it's that maybe 13, 14 through 25. It's a lot of Big 12 teams. And that's why I call the Big 12 the rough house, because it's not like the SEC or the Big 10. Same thing, the Big 10. Michigan, Ohio State, maybe Iowa. After that, what are we talking about? The Big 12, man, I didn't see Iowa State show up and give people problems and knock off somebody. So you really, really have to come and ball every single week in the Big 12, because, man, you may not have a ton of top 10 teams, but those middle ranked teams, man, it's anybody can beat anybody, man. So week to week, it's a way tougher conference really to get to that shit, man, and win, man. And I've seen it, man, year in and year out.
Oh, that's big right there, you guys. So it's going to be interesting to see. Obviously, that's the money conference. Anyway, you slice
it is.
That's where the money is going, and the TV contracts, and that's why Oklahoma and Texas went too. So amazing feedback, man. I've been waiting to get you on the show, brother. The Oklahoma show is amazing. You're doing entrepreneurial things that are big with your lovely wife, dude. So thank you for coming on the show tonight, man. Definitely. And keep up the amazing work, man. Keep doing your thing.
And I'm humbled to be here. I hope to see some of these young lads, these young kings, go out there and go accomplish their dreams. College football took me a lot of places. I'm super grateful for the experience, even though I ended my career through injury. College football is a great platform. Leverage it. It leveraged us for years. I think the three of us, right? We all understand how college football leveraged us.
Yeah,
it's a business.
It still is.
Take it. Now they got a little more leverage. Look, they owe me $4. Can I at least get $4? When I got to OU, it was 5 and 6. When I left OU, we had a natty and three Big 12 championships.
Right.
Everybody got paid but us. We kind of. Let me shut up. We didn't.
That'll be next week's show.
That will be next week's show, man. So, hey, love you, man. And, hey, keep doing your thing. We'll see you next time, all right?
Appreciate you guys. Have a good one.
13. All right, mate.
All right, you guys. So, hey, that is the great Damian Mackey, man. Q, obviously, we played against him. The man got a national championship. His boy is in the Hall of Fame, man. A good run for Matt.
Oh, definitely, man. I mean, like I said, man, it was a pleasure, man, being able, man, to ball against those cats, man. But man, it was like I was happy, man. Despite maybe, man, my own squad not seeing the success we wanted to see, within that year, because I was one of my personal best years, individually as a player. But just to see somebody from my conference, man, go and man, and wreck and win it all, man. That was fun to see. That really was. I was happy for them boys. And then, like I said, with my relationship with Coach Stoops, man, with Mike Stoops, shout out to Mike Stoops. Man, I was happy for him. I really was.
Yeah. And the Stoops family, man, still doing it, whether it's UFL
or,
or college, man. Stoops family ain't no joke. So, hey, hopefully you guys got a lot out of tonight's show. We got the great guru back with us. And if you haven't been joining us every single Thursday, you guys, it goes down in the locker room. And we got some more great guests coming your way. Season right around the corner, guru. So, anything for the good people before we get out of here?
Hey, it's coming, man. You players, man, get ready. As I've been saying over the summer, we still got some summer to go. Keep working, stay focused, stay injury free. Again, I always say be mindful in regards to beaches and pools, man, with nobody drowning. Be
And
careful.
girls.
Right,
Beaches,
right.
pools, and girls.
Right. Be careful hooping with your boys, and let's not tear any ACLs, which I've seen more than I care to speak on. And let's get after, because I mean, it's kickoff's about to be soon, man. High school, college, before you know it, man. And then here we go, just that quick.
It's for some of you guys, this is a money year. It's a money year. You're going from college maybe to the pros, or from high school maybe to college. So keep that in mind while you're making your moves. All right, you guys, we love you. Hopefully you got a lot out of tonight's show. I'm your host, Coach Wood. That's the guru. We will see you at the top. Have a good one.